Motherwell are out. Dundee United are in as Scotland's shame as the Arabs record the worst ever result in Scottish European football history with a 7-0 defeat in Holland. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland TV. We're here to talk about the ASR Alkmaar Dundee United destruction in the third round of the UEFA Europa Conference League. Now, going into this tie, Dundee United had a 1-0 lead, and more importantly, Dundee United had a lot of confidence. I actually thought they were going to hold out and go through. Now, I wasn't sure what the result would be tonight, but I felt like they would be able to probably at least get it to extra time and maybe go through that way. And the funny thing is, they were for the first half an hour of the game, you could make a case that Dundee United were the better team. They certainly started the match pretty well. That is up until the third goal goes in. After that, things went a little bit pear-shaped. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, the game started off pretty even. There wasn't a lot in it. But Dundee United were not sitting back. They were not trying to defend a 0-0 lead. In the end, they ended up defending a 7-0 lead. But at the start, they were going for it. They looked like they were trying to finish the game and not just hold on, which I think they needed to do, because we all knew that it was unlikely Dundee United would hold out for 90 minutes. You know, they weren't going to hold ASR Alkmaar out for 90 minutes in their home turf when they're trailing in the tie. We all knew we were going to get a better Alkmaar tonight. But I thought Dundee United were handling it pretty well. Alkmaar did go ahead with a Palidis goal. It was a great team goal. Not a lot Dundee United could do about it. In fact, nothing really Dundee United could do about it. It was a tremendous goal, right? Fair play, no complaints, great goal. I thought the goalkeeping for Birighetti was a bit poor for the goal, but other than that, the passing was sublime, and this cut the Dundee United defence to shreds. This was the first time out of 7 times where the defence was not very good, but like I said, great goal. But Dundee United responded well. Did they shut down? Did they go into their shell? No, they didn't. They came out and they almost scored. It looked like a Zlatan-esque goal, but it wasn't the Scottish Zlatan. No, it wasn't Stephen Fletcher. It was Harkes, who jumps up and gets an overhead bicycle kick, man. And this would have been a tremendous goal. And I don't know how he directed it on target, but unfortunately for him, he directed it right at the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper made the save. But Dundee United were applying pressure. You thought Dundee United looked more likely to get the second goal. I mean, they did. If anyone was going to get the second goal, it looked like being Dundee United. But then the second goal came to Alkmaar. And again, it was unfortunate. I think it was Lafette with the challenge. And he ends up playing through the Pavlidis striker for ASR Alkmaar. He hits a shot, but just outside the box, maybe about 20 odd yards out. Not a great shot in my opinion. Bounces up and down, and it goes over the goalkeeper's hand, Birighetti, who has to save this. I thought it was horrendous for the goalkeeper. So Alkmaar go 2-0 up. You're thinking, well, Dundee United, they're trailing now, but what we've seen from them in the first 31 minutes has been good. So let's just keep it like this. Let's get into half-time. Worst case scenario, you go in half-time 2-0, get the team talk under your belts, you can come out and you're still in this tie, you can still advance. Well, Birighetti said fuck that, because ASR Alkmaar took a 3-0 lead. He comes out, he tries to punch the corner, he completely misses it. Fucking horrendous. And it wasn't even like a proper punch. He was like almost afraid to come out and try and go for the ball. He just kind of waved his hand in the air, hoping he would get a touch on it. He didn't. It was a free header for Alkmaar. This put them 3-0 up. And from this stage onwards, Dundee United crumbled. The defending for the fourth goal, non-existent. The fifth goal, bit of a wonder strike. I would have liked to have seen Birighetti try and make a save, considering he was so pissed for the opening 4 goals. But again, he didn't. So 5-0 at the break. Jack Ross makes 2 changes, does the half-time team talk. Doesn't make a difference though, because we're less than a minute into the second half and it's 6-0. Then 7-0 followed. ASR Alkmaar changed up a lot, made a lot of substitutions. There was some big fat guy sleeping in the crowd, and I don't blame him, man. I mean, he's probably I'm surprised he didn't kill himself. At least he just fell asleep, I think I'd have been tanning the wrist if that was me. You pay all that money to go over there and you're watching your team getting destroyed. It can't be a nice feeling. 7-0, ASR Alkmaar could have made it 8, 9, 10, hit the post late on. Dundee United didn't really offer anything in the second half. And it finished 7-0 to ASR Alkmaar on the night. and 7-1 on aggregate. Joint worst result in Scottish football history, along with Hibs versus Malmo and Celtic versus Barcelona. But for me, I'm going to put this down as the worst. Even though the Hibs result was terrible, I genuinely felt like going into this game, Dundee United could do it. And it looked like for the first 30 minutes they could do it. But then, I've never seen a team just fall apart so easily. And this just goes to show you that if you don't have a winning mentality, if you're not used to winning or you're not used to playing in European games, it just goes to show that when things ain't going for you, you can literally just crumble and hit the fucking deck like a bunch of ashes. Because in the first game, when things were going well for Dundee United, when they were winning, when they were on level terms, they looked great. But in this game, as soon as the tie got away for them, they looked fucking horrendous. I mean, they looked okay at 1-0 and 2-0 because the tie was still on. The tie was still there. It was there to be won, but nah, man, at 3, 4, 5, you just fucking throw the noose out, man, and hang yourself. That's what it was. So, yeah, very, very embarrassing here. 7-0 result. I mean, Aces Alkmaar are a decent side, no doubt about it. But, I mean, Dundee United, from 2-0 onwards, made them look world class. And that they're not. They're not a European elite club. And that's why they're in the Europa Conference League and not the Champions League. So, I don't want to hear that about how Alkmaar are some sort of European giants. They're not. This was a difficult tie for Dundee United. They certainly weren't favourites, but this was not an impossible ask, and they should not be losing 7-0. It's a joke. It's a joke on Scotland, man. It's fucking horrendous, and I don't know, where did Dundee United go for here? They said that McGrath joined for European football. Well, his European football, he didn't even get 2 full games, so what a waste of time. If that was the reason he joined Dundee United, then God help you. But yeah, that's it. We've got 3 clubs remaining now in Scotland. We know Celtic are already in the Champions League group stage. Rangers have a playoff against PSV. They win that, they're in the Champions League. They lose that, they're in the Europa League. And then we have Hearts, who are now, can be confirmed, are playing Zurich. Again, win it, Europa League, lose it, Europa Conference League. So, I mean, I guess the good news is, no matter what happens in the next 2 games featuring Hearts and Rangers, they will be advancing to some sort of group stage tournament. But this has not been a good season so far for Scottish football teams in Europe. Come on, it hasn't been. Yeah, the Dundee United win is against Alkmaar in the first leg was the highlight, but Motherwell losing twice to Sligo Rovers, this shambolic result tonight, you know, Rangers turning up in Belgium and looking pish, losing 2-0. It's just been crap, you know, and we should be doing better. So hopefully Hearts and Rangers don't let the country down in the next game. But yeah, tonight, I thought I'll give Dundee United credit, I'm not going to lie. First 30 minutes, very unfortunate to be 2-0 down, did not deserve to be losing, but as soon as that third goal goes in, they were shambolic, and there's no excuse for it, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, it's going to be a difficult task for Jack Ross to get these guys ready for the weekend when they take on Hearts. Good luck to that. If I was them, I would I don't know when their flight home is, but yeah, you may as well just go home tonight. I mean, you wouldn't want to be in Holland another second longer after that, would you really? If we're being completely honest. Anyway, guys, that's it for Son of Scotland TV. Let me know what you think down below. Like I said, great for the first 30... Well, not great. Good for the first 30 minutes. Then after that, man, it was... Whatever the opposite of fantastic is, that's what Dundee United were, because they were absolute dog shit. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, no, it's a 7-0 thumping. It's another Scottish team knocked out of Europe. It's no good enough. Peace.